اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أيها العبد الصالح المؤتي لله والرسول. On the 9th day of Muharram, Shimr al-Joshan, La'natullahi alayh, he called out to the camp of Imam Hussein. He said, "Where are the sons of our sister?" He was referring to the mother of our master Abbas, who was related to Shimr. Our master Abbas didn't reply to him, so Imam Hussein, he said, reply to him even though he is a wretched man. Abbas called out to him. He said, "What do you want?" Shimr said, "We are here to offer you security. You and your brothers are safe because you're related to us. You do not have to die for Hussein." Abbas, he called out to them in a voice which was loud, with conviction, with no hesitation. "La'anak Allah wa la'ana amanak. Atu'minuna wa ibn Rasulallahi la amana la." He said, "May God curse you and God curse your security. You offer us security and the son of Rasulullah has no security." Then he walked away. Then Zuhair ibn Qayn came to him. He said, "Ya Abu Fadl, shall I relate to you a hadith?" Abbas said, "Yes, go ahead." He told him, he said, "When your father lost his first wife, Sayyidah Zahra, salawatullahi alayha, he went to his brother Aqil. He told Aqil, 'You know the lineage of all the Arabs. I want you to find me a woman whose family is the bravest of all the Arabs, because I wish to have a son. I wish to birth a son who will be the protector of my son in Karbala.'" So he turned to Abbas. He told him this true story, that Amir al-Mu'mineen, he went to his brother Aqil. He said, "Ya Aqil, find me this woman whose family is the bravest of all the Arabs." Aqil came back to him. He said, "There is no one other than Fatima bint Hazm al-Kilabiyya." Amir al-Mu'mineen, he said, "Then send my proposal for marriage." Fatima bint Hazm, she was at her home. She went to her mother. She said, "My mother, I had a dream. I had a dream, and I saw the moon in all its glory. It was in my lap." She said, "My daughter, that means that soon you will get married to a very good man, and you will have a son who will be as beautiful as the full moon." This was Abu Fadl, named by his father, the father of virtue. His father named him Abbas. Abbas means a lion, which other lions are scared of. It means a lion which causes other lions to run away. This is Abbas, the son of Haydar. Haydar is a lion which never turns its back. Here is Abbas, lion, son of a lion. Zuhair told this story to Abbas, And then he told him, so hold on firm. Abbas looked at Zuhair. He said, Ya Zuhair, are you trying to encourage me? It was as if Abbas is telling him, do you think you know conviction? Do you think you know faith? Do you think you know loyalty? You haven't seen anything yet. Then Abbas told him, he said, Wallah, soon you will see from me things that you will never have imagined you could see. What was he talking about? Abbas was talking about his actions on the battlefield, his valor, his courage, his honor. There has never been, and nor there ever will be, courage like Abbas's courage. On the night of Ashura, Imam gathered all of his companions and all of his family. Then he called out to them after he praised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He praised Allah for giving them prophethood. He praised Allah for giving them the Quran. He praised his family. He praised his companions. Then he told them, you are free to go. You have no obligation with me. You can use this night to slip away. They are not after you, they are after me. One time, Amir al-Mu'mineen was with the Holy Prophet as they were going after Bani Nadir. Bani Nadir was one of the Jewish tribes which tried to make war on Rasulullah. While they were camped in a tent on the outskirts of the desert, there was an assassin from Bani Nadir. He fired an arrow at Rasulullah. It barely missed him. It hit his tent. All the companions went into commotion. They were trying to secure Rasulullah. They didn't know what happened. They were afraid. They were running around. Then one of them said, where is Ali ibn Abi Talib? Before anyone had a chance to react, Amir al-Mu'mineen had left the camp. He had found the assassin, he had killed him, he had cut off his head, and he brought it back. He told Rasulullah, I pursued him with 10 other men. The other 9 fled away, and I caught him and killed him. This is Ali ibn Abi Talib. Before anyone had a chance to react, before anyone had a chance to move, he had already secured the situation. Here is his son Abbas. When Abu Abdullah was in the home of Walid in Medina, and he was standing outside of the home, Walid said that he was going to cut the head off of Imam Hussein. When Abu Abdullah raised his voice, Abbas burst into the room so quickly, Walid didn't even have a chance to stand up from his seat. He already had his sword drawn. This is Abbas. He reacts before anyone has a chance. So when Abu Abdullah said, you may take this knife and go, before any of the family, before any of the companions were able to even understand what Abu Abdullah said, our master Abbas, he stood up with a firm and strong voice. He said, leave you, Ya Hussein. La wallah, never. We will never go from you, and we will stand by you forever. And on the day of Ashura, on the morning, it was Imam Hussein had gathered all of his troops. He put Zuhair ibn Qayn in charge of the right flank and Habib ibn Mudahir in charge of the left flank. Then he took his flag and he gave it to Abbas and he put him in the center because he was the bravest of all of them. It was Abbas, the commander of his troops. It was Abbas who stood by the side of Imam Hussein from the morning till the afternoon, who helped Abu Abdullah carry every dead body. It was Abbas who was standing by the side of his brother, who helped him carry the bodies of all the companions, who helped him carry the body of all of his family members, of his son, of his cousins, of his nephews. And it was only Abbas who stood with Imam at the end. Abu al-Fadl Abbas looked around. He turned to his brother Hussein. He said, "My brother, I've become tired of these hypocrites. I've become tired of life, being on this earth with these munafiqeen. Oh, my brother, give me my permission. Let me go out and fight them." Abu Abdullah looked at his brother. He said, "My brother, you are the standard bearer of my army." Abbas, he said, "My brother, there is no army left." Imam looked at his brother, and as they were having this moment, they heard the cries of the children. Atash, Atash, the thirst, the thirst, the thirst. Imam Hussein looked at his brother. He said, "My brother, we will go out together. We will ride out together, but I have one task for you. Could you go to this enemy and see if they will bring us some water? Just for the children, just for the orphans." Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, he went out, he called out to the army of Umar ibn Sa'd. He said, "Oh people, here is Hussein. You have slaughtered his companions. You have slaughtered his family. All that's left are women and orphans. Will you not give them some water?" Then Shimr, la'natullahi alayh, he called out to him. He said, "Ya ibn al-Turab, Ya ibn Abi Turab, O son of Abu Turab, O son of Ali ibn Abi Talib, I swear if the whole earth was covered in water, we wouldn't give you one drop." Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, he went back to Imam. He told him what they said. Imam looked at him, and then they both looked at all these orphans. Imam asked him, "Could you try to get some water?" Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, he put the water flask on his shoulder. He took the flag of Imam Hussein and he mounted his horse like a king on his throne. He rode out in front of them. They put 4,000 archers and soldiers on the banks of Furat. 4,000 men stood before Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas and Furat. He rode out without any fear. He cut through them like a lion. It was as if they didn't know what was happening. They rained arrows on him. It didn't stop him. He wasn't afraid. He rode valiantly. He cut through the enemy. He made it to the river. He had been struck by many arrows. Here is Abbas. His liver is burning from the heat. He's in the middle of the desert. He hasn't drunk water for for 3 days. He's been carrying dead bodies from morning. He's fought so many people already. He's covered in blood. He's covered in the enemy's blood. He's covered in his companion's blood. He's covered in his nephew's blood. He's covered in his own blood. He makes it to the river. He's dying of thirst. He fills the water flask. Then he takes some water in his hand. Oh Allah, no one would have blamed Abbas if he drank some water. No one would have said anything about Abbas drinking water. He takes the water, he puts it towards his face, then he throws it down, and he calls out, Ya nafsu min ba'd al-Husayni huni, wa ba'dahu la kuntu an takuni. هذا الحسين وارد الملون وتشربين بارد المعين أبد والله فاعلا عن ديني ولا فائل الصادق اليقين. He says, oh soul, after Hussein is nothing. Here is your master Hussein on the verge of death, and you're going to drink cold water. No, Allah. These are not the actions of a righteous man. These are not the actions of my religion. This is the valor of Abbas. This is the honor of Abbas. He starts to ride back to the camp. He has the water flask. The flag of the son of Zahra is flying high. He's making it back to the camp of Imam Hussein. He has only one desire in his mind. He wants to give water to the orphans. He rides fast. He rides quickly. The enemy is so scared of him. They don't want to face him. They hide behind trees. They hide behind bushes. They try to ambush him. They try to shoot arrows at him. Then one man jumps from behind a tree. He takes his sword. He severs the left hand of Abu Fadl al-Abbas. Blood is flowing down. He's lost his limb. Yet Abbas, he has so much pride and honor. He keeps the flag of Imam Hussein reigning high. He leans forward on the horse. He continues his journey. He doesn't stop till another one comes and cuts off his right arm. Somehow Abbas keeps the flag high. He keeps the water skin. He bites the strap with his teeth. He holds on to it. He has no arms. He leans against the horse. He continues towards the camp. Then another arrow comes. It hits him in his eye. Blood comes down his face. He's bleeding from everywhere. He's gushing blood. But it doesn't stop him. He has so much conviction, so much valor, so much honor. This is the son of Abu Turab. This is the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is the son that was born and bred to protect his brother in Karbala. He starts to go back to the camp. Nothing can break Abbas's spirit except an arrow comes. it doesn't strike his body. It strikes the water flask. The water begins to pour out. All of Abbas's hope flows out with the water. Abbas, he can't face the orphans. He can't face Imam Hussein without the water. So he turned his horse around. Abu Abdullah, all of the children, they're looking from the camp. They have so much hope because they see the flag of Imam Hussein. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas had turned the horse around. Blood is flowing from his face. Blood is flowing from his missing limbs. He can't see anything. These cowards, they took advantage. As Abbas's eyesight is gone, his spirit is broken. Someone came from behind. They hit him in the head with a large metal pole. They broke the back of his head open. He fell from the horse. But wallah, 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 Abbas didn't let the flag of Imam Hussein touch the floor. With no arms, arrows covering his body, he falls to the floor. Imam sees from a distance. He sees the standard go down. He understands his brother has fallen. Abu Abdullah goes to Abu Fadl. He makes his way to his brother. Abu Fadl tells his brother Imam, why did you bother yourself coming here? Imam Hussein, he sees his brother lying there, covered in arrows. His arms have been chopped off. Blood is mixed with the dirt to become mud. His brother is dying. Imam calls out now my back is broken, Ya Abbas. Imam left the body of his brother near the banks of the river Furat. He didn't have the heart to carry his body back. As he was coming back, Abu Abdullah was crying. هل من ناصر ينصرنا هل من مغيث يغيثنا. Who will help us? Is there anyone who will come to our aid? Is there any helper who will come to help us? All the hope for the camp of Hussein was gone once the standard of Abbas fell. السلام عليك يا أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله والرسول يا أبا الفضل العباس بن علي. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.